Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we are doing business studies, chapter 3 marketing. Okay, out of which we'll be doing chapter 3.1 marketing, competition and the customer. Subcategory of that 3.1.1 the role of marketing. Okay, the role of marketing, the first thing it says identifying customer needs. Okay, so what is the role of marketing? And number one that I have to tell you is identifying customer needs. Okay, first let me tell you a bit about a role of marketing, right? So we'll cover all these points. Okay, um, first of all, the role of marketing is to identify customer needs, satisfy customer needs, maintaining customer loyalty, building customer relations, and that is what it says in the syllabus. Okay, however, we need to understand this further. Okay, what do you mean by identifying customer needs? Okay, you can identify customer needs, or how are you going to identify that is, you can identify customer needs through marketing. Okay, so you might have seen people passing on leaflets and surveys and all this is used to identify customers needs, because seriously, you can't have a business until and unless you know that people need something, right? So if you're producing something that nobody needs, then how are you going to run your business, right? So the first thing you need is customer needs. Let me give you an example. For example, in today's market, obviously, if you're selling cassettes, you've seen cassettes, haven't you? Okay, if you're selling cassettes in today's market, you'll have a hard time running the market. Okay, you'll have a hard time selling anything really, because customers don't need cassettes anymore. As you know, the same thing can be followed with the DVDs. After cassettes came DVDs. Okay, so if you're selling DVDs in today's age, then I think you'll be hard pressed to make any profit, because the net's out nowadays and nobody uses DVDs anymore. So there we have it. Okay, trends come and trends leave. Okay, cassettes came. Okay, they were here for a long time and then they left. Okay, and then DVDs came out and everybody needed DVDs. And then everybody who was selling cassettes started selling DVDs, and everybody wanted DVDs, and then the DVDs went out and the internet's here to take over everything really. Okay, so nowadays everybody just downloads, watches online and stuff, and nobody actually needs DVDs anymore. So if you're selling DVDs, where are you, mate? Anyway, identifying customer needs through market research. So they do market research, find out what you need to make products that are somewhat likable. Okay, so if you like a product, you buy the product, right? So there we are. Okay, identifying customer needs. You need to identify what exactly does your customer need in order to start making it, right? Satisfying customer needs. Okay, the second thing obviously in the syllabus is satisfying customer needs by producing and selling goods and services, right? So once you find out what a customer needs, okay, let's start producing, right? So we start producing exactly what the customer needs in order for to have a good sale and stuff, right? So to run your company, as to speak, right? So if you find out that everybody is online nowadays, watching movies online, so you start an online movie service, right? So there we have it. Okay, so satisfying customer needs. Okay, so for example, a trend's in nowadays, so you start making that trend. And for example, you're making bags, right? So let's say, for example, you're making Coke, right? So you do a market research. Do people need flavors of Coke? Okay, would people like flavors of Coke, right? And then you would go like, market research comes back, and this is actually a real story, right? So Coca-Cola went out and marketed their tried asking people, would you like Coca-Cola vanilla, Coca-Cola orange and stuff. You might never have heard of Coca-Cola vanilla, but obviously it existed. They did a market research, found out that people don't really like mixing their cokes with something else, right? But they still went ahead and saying, oh, we are Coca-Cola, we can do anything we want, right? They released Coca-Cola Orange, Coca-Cola Vanilla, and nobody bought it, and it was a very big disaster. But never mind, more power to Coke. Huh? So everybody just likes the Coca-Cola Classic, and everybody just drinks that, really. So there we have it. Satisfying customer needs. Okay. Maintaining customer loyalty. Okay, now this is very important. Okay, building customer relationship through a variety of methods that encourage customers to buy one firm's product instead of the rivals. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you build customer loyalty? Even though I might be selling something expensive, I might be selling something outdated, but you still like my product and buy my product. Okay, how do I do that? That is quite difficult, isn't it? So some of you might hold it in your hand right now. Some of you might be watching on your iPhone, right? So you might be watching this video on your iPhone, okay, and you do realize that iPhone always gives you outdated processors and outdated everything, really, because I remember they didn't have wireless charging for a long time after Android already had it, perfected it, and everybody was already on Android platform using it. iPhone did not bother with it, and when they did really come out of it, when they really came out with the wireless charging, Android people had it for a long time. Okay, so maintaining customer loyalty, how do you do that? How do you make people come back to buy this one thing, okay, that others are also selling, but nobody would buy it from them, but everybody would buy it from you? How do you do that? Okay, number one thing you do is loyalty cards, right? So what are loyalty cards? Loyalty cards are those little cards, like for example you get from Starbucks, right? So if you buy, like, let's say 6 coffees, the 7th is free or something like that. I don't remember the exact number. Look at the card here. So those are called loyalty cards. Or for example, in Pakistan there is a thing called Chuktai Lab, right? So this Chuktai Lab would give you a loyalty card, and then after you have this loyalty card, you get a 15% discount. So this loyalty card is for 500 rupees, and then for a very small amount of money, you get this loyalty card. And once you have this loyalty card, then they give you a 15% discount on any medical test that you do, after you have this card. And then when you get 15% off, instead of going to someone else, you just go to them because you're getting 15% off. So those are called loyalty cards. Sainsbury's, Tesco's, everybody does that. Okay, so this loyalty cards would keep you coming back to buy their products, because you kind of are tied into it. Okay, you kind of tied into, well, I'm getting 15% discount there, I might as well go there, right? So loyalty cards. Discount on continuous purchases. Okay, for example, buy 5 of this and you'll get a 6th one free, for example. That's what Starbucks does, right? So they give you a small card, and then they stamp every time you buy a coffee, they stamp it for you. Okay, and then maybe you buy 5 and you get the 6th one free, right? So that kind of ties you in, you see. So you buy the 5 just to get the 6th free, or you, instead of going to someone else, for example, you bought a coffee from Starbucks today, and then, for example, today, second day, you wanted to go to, I don't know, some other coffee shop locally, or somewhere that might be more convenient or have less people there, and then you might not have to stand in the queue and all. But you go like, I've already bought 1 or 2, and might as well get another 4, and I get 1 free. So instead of going to that convenient place that might be near you or might be convenient to you, you go to that place, Starbucks, to get that 1 more coffee that will get you 1 coffee free, kind of thing, right? So that is discount after continuous purchasing kind of thing, right? So after sales services, that's a big thing. Okay, so for example, that's what service, like for example, Daraz.pk, that would do after sales service. Okay, they would, after you've bought the thing, you get a 3 days 3 days to think about it. Okay, if you don't like it, you can return it. Okay, and most of the service, Argos and all them do it. Okay, 14 days return policy, 15 days return policy. So if you bought it, you don't like it, you can just give it back, no questions asked. The biggest example for that is Amazon. 14 days return, 7 days return policy. You don't like it, you return it, no question asked. Okay, they would not ask you why you returned it or something. They would ask you, obviously, but you can give any answer, but they'll still return it for you. So if you change your mind after buying the product, you can return it. So that is after sales services, right? So that is a big thing, right? So because after you buy a thing, you might just change your mind. Okay, you go like, oh no, I didn't want it. That. So maintaining customer loyalty, right? So we're like, let me buy this today, and if I, for example, find out that this is like small in size or something, then I can just give it back, right? So you would buy it today, and then it is very unlikely that you'll actually return it. You'll keep it. Okay, or maybe let's say, for example, if 100 people bought a thing, and maybe it was not working perfectly, not everybody would return it. You see, not everybody has the time to go out and give it back. So there we are, customer loyalty. Okay. Okay, so maintaining customer loyalty, building customer relationships. Okay, that is a very important one. When once you kind of build a relation, right? So for a customer comes to you, buys something from you, you take his number or something, and then, for example, you can give them information about new products coming out, or a discount that you'll get because you are the customer of certain shop or something. So that is building customer relations. They'll give you good customer service, they'll talk to you, and you'll feel respected when you go to them, so you will actually go back to them. So they're building relations with you. Okay, gain information by understanding why customers buy their products. A firm can develop and special better product in the future, right? So they need to gain information on customers. Okay, and then what they need to do is anticipate changes in customer needs. Okay, so you might want something today. For example, let's say you bought a 2 gigabytes USB, well, 2 years ago or something. I don't think they were available 2 years ago, but 4 years ago you bought a 2 gigabytes USB, and if they try to sell you a 2 gigabytes USB now, you won't buy it. There is no point. Okay, you can hardly store anything in there. So then try selling you a higher capacity USB. So if they keep selling you 2 gigabytes USB forever, and they don't understand your changing needs, okay, then I don't see how they can do business. Okay, so that is building customer relations, and they need to do a lot of stuff there. Okay, so there we are. The role of marketing. Hopefully now you understand identifying customer needs, satisfying customer needs, maintaining customer loyalty, and building customer relationships. Okay, so that is 3.1.1. Now we move on to 3.1.2, market changes. Okay, the first thing I have to tell you is why customer spending patterns may change. Okay, the example I gave you right now, that files are getting more bigger nowadays, so 2 gigabytes USB is not enough, so now you need 4 gigabytes USB. If they don't identify that you need a bigger USB, then they are going to lose on a lot of business. So they need to identify that your needs are changing. Okay, for example, somebody tries to sell you a thick jacket on a summer's day, right? So you don't need a thick jacket on a summer's day because it's kind of hot, isn't it? So there we are. Okay, okay, some more examples of why customer spending patterns may change. Okay, there might be a change in taste or preference of the new community. Okay, so that could be a big factor. Okay, change in technology. As new technology becomes available, the old versions of projects become outdated, and people want more sophisticated products on more sophisticated features on the product. For example, the example I gave you about USB right now, a couple of minutes ago, and same thing about cassettes and DVDs, right? So as the technology comes out, okay, everything changes. So you need to change with time, or you'll be left behind. Change in income: the higher the income, the more expensive goods customer can buy, and vice versa, right? So if the income becomes less, people cannot buy more stuff, more luxury stuff, and there we have it. Okay, there might be a position where we are having aging population. Okay, so in many countries the proportion of older people have increased, so the demands for product of seniors are increasing, right? So anti-aging creams and ice cream, medical assistance, for example, right? So when you have aging population, so you need to identify these things, right? So if you have an aging population, then the needs might change dramatically, right? So if you have a younger population, then obviously technology and all would increase, would change your needs, right? Now this is why customer spending changes, right? The customer spending patterns change, right? So aging population and technology, taste and preference, and income, right? So that is some of them, not all of them, obviously. There might be other reasons, for example the weather, really. Okay, anyway, the next point we're going to cover in the chapter is the power and importance of changing customer needs. Okay, firms need to know, to always know what their customer wants. Okay, as that will need to be undertaken lots of research and development to do so, in order to stay ahead of competitors and stay profitable. Okay, so they need they need to do a lot of research, product development, in order to stay ahead of customer needs, in order to stay profitable. Okay, so the more you know about customers, the more you know about the changing behaviors and all, the more you will stay ahead and make more money, really. Now the third one is raining outside. Oh, why some markets have become more competitive, right? So why have some markets become more competitive? Okay, number one is globalization. Okay, now we're becoming a global village, we are. Okay, products are being sold in the market all over the world, so there are more competition in the market. Okay, improvement in transportation and infrastructure. Okay, so we're getting improvements in our transport and infrastructure, so that is one of the reasons why markets are becoming more competitive. Better transport system means that they're easier and cheaper to distribute and sell products everywhere. Okay, so for example, if there was a local factory a long time ago and it was only selling products locally because it could not transport it to other regions, now it can, right? Now, because the transport has become easier, and the postage has become easier, and it is better infrastructure, better transport, better resources. So now that factory can sell worldwide or globally if it wanted to. Okay, number third is internet and e-commerce. Okay, customer may now buy products all over the internet from anywhere in the world. Okay, so if you wanted something from China today, you can just go to Alibaba and order it, right? So you get it. Okay, so that's internet and e-commerce. It has changed the way people do business. Everything is changing nowadays, so business have to become more competitive in order to stay afloat. Okay, why some markets have become more competitive? This is the third point. Why some market have become more competitive? We've done that. Okay, number fourth is how businesses can respond to changing spending patterns and increasing competition. Okay, how are you supposed to respond to changing spending patterns? Now, with everything changing, how, the question that the syllabus is asked, how a business can respond to changing spending patterns and increasing competition, right? How can they do that? Okay, so the answer to that is maintaining good customer relationships, right? To ensure that people keep buying from this business only. Okay, they can keep up their market share by doing so, They can also get information about their customer spending and respond to their ways and needs of increase to increase market share. Okay, so they need to maintain good customer relationship in order to be more profitable. Okay, the second thing they can do is keep improving its existing products, right? So for example, iPhone keeps coming out with a new model every year. So so if they don't, for example, if they only had iPhone 6, then not many people would buy it. Okay, so they need to improve their products as the time goes on. Okay, so they can do this by keep improving their existing products, okay, and introducing new products. Okay, so to keep customer coming back and drive them away from competitive products. Okay, so they can do that by introducing new products. Every time a new product comes out, a new model for something comes out, it might be slightly improved than the last model. Okay, but it is improved. So by taking out new models, they can have new customers coming in to buy the same thing over and over again, really, with a few better approaches to the same product. Okay, and they can do this by keeping cost low to maintain profitability. Low cost means that the firm can afford to charge low prices, and low prices generally mean more demand and sales, and thus market share, right? So there we have it. Okay, how businesses can respond? They can respond by maintaining good customer relation, keep improving existing products, and introducing new products, and keeping costs low, so they can give you things for low price. Okay, now we come to 3.1.3, concepts of niche marketing and mass marketing. Okay, so these are two types of marketing that are very important, and I'll tell you the advantages and disadvantages, as the syllabus says, benefits and limitations of each of them. Okay, so that when you open a business, for example, you can make your own decision. Okay, niche marketing and mass marketing. Okay, so niche marketing is identifying and exploiting a small segment of large market by developing products to suit it. Okay, so niche marketing is when you pick a point of a market, okay, and you explore it further, make more products for that specific market, and not marketing as a whole, and not market as a whole, right? So for example, if you were making clothes, you start making clothes for kids. Okay, so that is niche marketing, niche products, right? So you'll make it for kids only. So for example, your factory makes clothes for kids only, and that's it. Okay, so you'll make everything for kids and nothing for adults, so that is niche. So niche marketing obviously means that you only market to certain type of individuals, right? So for example, kids. Okay, the advantages of this is small firms can thrive in niche marketing when large firms have not yet been established, right? So for example, if in your country not many people are making kids clothes, and you start making kids clothes, you start thriving because you have targeted a niche market. Okay, so the second advantage of this is, if there are no or very few competitors, firm can sell products at a higher price, right? So if you have no competition, you can sell at a higher price. People will still buy it because they really don't have any choice. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, third one we have is, firms can focus on the needs of just one customer group, thereby giving them an advantage over large firms. Why only sell to the mass market, right? So if they're focusing in just one customer group, okay, they would master in that one customer group, and they will profit by they take an advantage over large firms. Okay, for example, a large firm is making products for every kind of human being, right? And you are a small market and you are only targeting small kids, so you can take an advantage of that. Okay, however, with all these advantages, there are still limitations. Okay, what are the limitations? Lack of economy of scale, right? So cannot benefit from the large costs that arise from large operation of market. Okay, for example, if you're only making products for kids and there are not many kids, then economy of scales are hard to come by. Okay, so I am sure you understand what economy of scale is when you make products by the millions. Okay, so if you're targeting one market segment, then obviously you cannot produce a lot of products. Okay, so the second disadvantage of this is a risk of over dependence on a single product. Okay, so for example, um, if you start making one product and one product only, right, and for example that product goes out of fashion, okay, then you risk actually losing everything. For example, this example could be DVDs. For example, you produce DVDs, okay, and that's all you do. You make DVDs, you don't make cassettes, you don't make internet videos, you don't make anything else, and then suddenly that goes out of trend, and then now you have nothing to sell really. And the same thing happened to blockbusters, right? Their whole plan was to rent cassettes, and further after that rent DVDs, and now renting DVDs is not profitable anymore, so most of the blockbusters are closing down because obviously they focused on one single thing, did not move to digital renting, for example, and now they are failed, right? So that is an example of example of risking over dependent on a single product or single marketing thingy, right? So uh, the third one could be likely to attract competition if successful, right? So if you start doing a niche marketing and you are successful at it, okay, or you're successful at something, some other people might look and will like, oh my god, this guy is successful, let's start doing this thing, right? So you will start attracting competition, and if you start attracting competition from big company, then obviously you're buggered. Okay, so now the other flip of the coin is mass marketing, right? So sell the products to the whole market with no attempt to target groups in it. For example, iPhone sold is the same everywhere. There is no variety in design or location or income. Okay, so iPhone is expensive anywhere you sell it. Okay, and there is no consideration for who should buy a iPhone, a cheap iPhone or a, there are not many categories of iPhone. They just like iPhone 6 and that's it, full stop, right? So either you buy iPhone 6 or you don't buy iPhone 6. There is no in between. Okay, so advantages of mass marketing is large amount of sales when compared to a niche market, right? So you can take advantage of economy of scale, can benefits from economy of scale. A large volume of product are produced, and so the average cost will get lowered compared to the niche market. Okay, the third point is risk, and risk are spread. Unlike niche market, if the product isn't successful in one market, it'll find it's fine as there are several other markets, right? The fourth point is more changes for the business to grow, more chances for the business to grow, since there is a large market in the niche. In the niche market, it is difficult for the product. So there we have it. Okay, these are the advantages of mass marketing. Now with every advantage comes a disadvantage. Okay, the limitations or disadvantage of this mass marketing strategy is they will have to face more competition, right? So if you are marketing everywhere, then you'll find more competition. Can't charge a higher price than the competition because they all sell similar products. For example, iPhone sells almost the same product as Samsung. Yeah, I know there is a lot of difference, and this might not be a very good example, but anyway, they have almost similar products, and then they cannot charge more than Samsung. When they can charge more, but let's take let's go for another example. For example, if you're selling, I don't know, a hacksaw, okay, so you can't charge more than the best guy in the competition, so you're limited on how much you can charge. Okay, so with that we come to the end of benefits and limitation of both approaches of mass marketing and niche marketing. Now we come to 3.1.4, how and why market segment is undertaken. Okay, sub point of this is how market can be segmented according to age and all. So right, so first thing we need to understand is what is market segmentation. So market segmentation is the process of dividing market of potential customers into groups, segments based on different characteristics. For example, there is an example: PepsiCo identified the conscious market segment and targeted them with Diet Coke. Okay, so there we are. Pepsi identified not everybody likes Pepsi, and everybody who's not drinking Pepsi can drink Diet Pepsi. So targeting, eh? So that is called market segment. You choose a segment and then you target it, right? So market can be segmented on the basis of social economical group, right? Age, location, gender, lifestyle, and use of product. Okay, so those are segmentations, right? So you can segment here and there. Okay, each segment will require different methods of promotion and distribution. For example, products aimed towards kids would be distributed through popular retail stores, and products for businessmen would be advertised on a business magazines, right? So this is very important to identify that if you're giving an advertisement in the business products, who are you actually targeting to. Okay, now segmenting market has a potential benefits and disadvantages, obviously, right? But the chapter only wants me to tell you potential benefits of segmentation of business. I've already told you that, haven't I? No, I haven't. Okay, advantages of segmenting a market. Okay, makes marketing cost efficient. Okay, as it can only target specific segments and meets their needs, right? So if you're targeting to kids and you target in a business magazine, then really you're losing the point, aren't you? Right, so marketing would be cost efficient, as like you'll only be targeting that small portion of community, right? So that are the advantages. The above leads to higher sales and profitability, right? Advantage, increased opportunity to increase sales, right? So if you're targeting kids products, you advertise in a cartoon or something, so that will increase your sales and profitability, and lead to higher sales and profitability and increased sales. So there we have it. That is when you segment market and get there. Okay, the third one be third point of the syllabus is recommend and justify an appropriate method of segment in a given circumstances, right? So I can't actually do that until obviously there is an example there in order for me to do it. So there we have it. Okay, a revision of everything, right? What are the roles of marketing? Identifying customer needs, satisfying customer needs, maintaining customer loyalty, building customer relationships. Okay, why do customer or customers spending patterns change? Okay, they change because price of competitive products, price of products, changes in customer income, changes in population size and structure, changes in trends, spending on advertisement and other promotional activity. Okay, what is customer loyalty? What customers keep buying the same products no matter what the price. That is called customer loyalty. Okay, what do some marketers markets why do some markets become more competitive? Legal control prevents individual firms from dominating market. Okay, deregulation, removing of government controls from industry and e-commerce and social networks. How do businesses respond to changing spending patterns and increasing competition? They develop their own products, improve efficiency, improve promotion, increase promotions, and lots of new markets. Okay, what is niche marketing? Products, developing products for small segments of the market. Okay. Number 7, benefits and limitations of niche marketing. Okay, the benefits is less competition, customers willing to pay large sum of money, and disadvantages, luxury goods go out of favor during time of recession. Large companies see success, copy, sell for cheaper. Okay, what is mass marketing? Selling the same product to the whole market. Okay, benefits and limitations of mass marketing: potential for higher sales and profit, products don't go out of favor during the time of recession, and disadvantages are increased competition, people sensitive about pricing, not willing to pay large sum. What is market segmentation? Dividing the whole market into segments by customer characteristics plus targeting different people on each segment. Okay, what are the two types of segments? Geographical segmentation, dividing customer by the market by geographical area, and demographic segmentation, dividing customers by in the market of factors. Number 12, benefits of marketing segmentation: good plus service designed to meet service specific needs of customer, therefore increasing sales. Small firms not be able to compete in the whole market, able to operate in one or two segments, therefore niche marketing strategies can be better targeted for at each segment, may be possible to change higher prices. Okay, and the last one is, what is market oriented businesses? Products are developed based on customer demands as identified by market research. So I have today covered chapter 3.1, marketing, competition, and the customer. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I will answer it as soon as I see it. Okay, if I need to explain it further, I would explain it further. If I need to make a video about your questions, about the answers of your questions, I will make another video about it. Make you feel really special, when you ask me a question, I make a video about it. So there we have it. Okay, hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully you've learned a thing or two about marketing, competition, and the customer. This is your host Mohsin Bukhari, signing out.